Episode 131 coming at you guys. Welcome to On the Mark Wrestling Podcast. I am your boy Kayode, joined another then by Joe Stradamus, the administrator himself. It is another night to bring you a show that we're gonna cover. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, fellas. It feels like it's been forever. I was talking to you guys today. It feels like it's been forever, but it's literally only been a week. You would have thought we took one of our sabbaticals again, where we didn't record for like 2 to 3 weeks. But no, it's only been a week. It's only been a week.
Yep.
But fellas, I don't want to waste any time here, fellas, because we got to kick this off with an official Haters Club. Official Haters Club, man. We got to start off hot. Yeah.
Damn.
Fellas, we got to talk about it. I got some hate and some stuff to get off my chest. We got to talk about a couple things. One being I'm showing the VIP section of the Haters Club officially to TKO. Yes, you heard me. TKO is going exclusive, like private area, gated up, like you can't get past security. You are in the Haters Club officially, TKO. Dang. A wild week releases and 50% pay cuts allegedly, and the morale feeling down. Creative is trash. Pay-per-views are basura. This could all be wrapped into one big ball of just garbage. I don't like.
I was gonna say shit, but
I was gonna say that, but I wanted to keep it at least PG-13-ish. But I gotta tell you, fellas, my thoughts on this TKO. They are money hungry. They are clearly not. They don't care about what the fans say. Nick Khan is like, the fans don't determine how we do business. They're saying they do most of they are in creative control. They might even use AI if they feel like. It's been a wild ride with this company that is clearly a bunch of suits who now own a wrestling company, and they're just trying to make money. They are not wrestling minds. They don't care about the craft. They don't care about the product. They don't care about the wrestlers. They are clearly in it for profit. And they continue to do profit. They continue to do good business. Their earnings call went well. They continue to do these deals that's, bringing in just a boatload of money. But I got a problem with this, fellas. I got to say, this is, it doesn't feel like a wrestling company. It doesn't feel like a wrestling company, man. And some people like, it was better when Vince was around. No, let's not forget. Raw was basura for a long time.
Yeah.
Did we forget? Like, a long time. The only thing that was great about Vince is that you felt that he loved pro wrestling, and you saw it in some of the things he did. He cared about most of his wrestlers. Yes, it was still bottom line for Vince, but you knew that there was wrestling blood running through his veins. Mm-hmm. But with this TKO thing, it's just like a couple of bankers came into a lottery and said, we got a wrestling company. How do we make money? Let's plaster advertising and ads for throughout a show that's supposed to be like 3 or 4 hours. We get an hour of wrestling out of it. It's just insane. And I've never felt this way before, fellas. But I'm getting closer and closer to not caring if I miss shows here and there. Like, I'm like, I missed a Raw. I'll catch the clips. But we may not even get that anymore because, and we'll get to that topic later, but we may not even get clips anymore from our favorite content creators. Fellas, am I tripping with this Haters Club, or do you guys agree straight VIP? Joe Stradamus, what you think?
Yeah, man, I definitely agree with you. Like, this is a level of greed that we've never seen from WWE before. Like, all the advertisements, like you mentioned, another topic that we're gonna get into later, but like, I was catching up on some old New Day clips, with all the news of the New Day. And I was watching Kofi Mania, man. And
Kofi Mania.
Something that stuck out to me was the clean mat in that match. No advertisements on the ring mat. It was beautiful. I was like, damn, I missed that. Yeah. You don't realize how much it's taken away from the moments. Like the ring seems cluttered because you have like Slim Jim and Morgan and the General and all these random advertisements plastered all over the mat. You have talent getting let go that you would think are like staples of the company, like Kofi Kingston, like a 20-year career with WWE, and he gets let go, and not even a statement saying thank you for your contributions. Nothing's just move on. Don't even mention it during the show. And I get it, like contract negotiations happen, but like for them to, I mean, the rumors are they were asked to get their contracts renegotiated. It just seems like nothing's sacred anymore. Like at least when it was a family-run company, there were like unwritten rules of like, we're not going to put advertisements on the mat. We're not going to make the show about everything but wrestling. Like at this point, there is very little wrestling. The storylines right now are rehash, Bloodline, like rehash, Judgment Day. Like we are literally going backwards. I don't understand. Like you said, like I don't understand the incentive for me to tune in every week. I don't feel like there's anything there for to be like, what's grasping the audience right now? Like it's very little. And then like you said, like you mentioned, the morale must be at an all-time low within the company. Like you're losing some really cool talent that everybody is friendly with, everybody's cool with, and brings a locker room culture. Like Xavier Woods brought that video game culture to WWE. Yeah. He made all of those people stop drinking and doing all types of drugs from the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era. He made it cool to just chill and play video games in the back. And now you're losing that. Like it seems like a very corporate environment, and it doesn't feel like pro wrestling, man.
Nah, man. Administrator, what's your thoughts, man? Any thoughts on this?
I wholeheartedly agree with everything that has been said. Great take, Kayode and Joel. And what a nomination for the Haters Club, because TKO can shove it, brother. Look, man, just to kind of reiterate and piggyback off what Joel was saying, it doesn't feel like pro wrestling anymore. And it's even under Vince's control. WWE has always felt like sports entertainment first, pro wrestling second, because that was the business model, right? But at least when there was a build-up to WrestleMania or SummerSlam or any of the big pay-per-view events / PLEs, there was an attempt to at least prioritize some of the wrestling, right? And make it to where it's still a reminder of why we have our fan base, because at the end of the day, they're tuning in for pro wrestling. And I know that the pro wrestling aspect took a back burner whenever the company was under McMahon, but it worked because they still made it a point to have great matches on Raw and SmackDown every week, or have those classic matches on PLEs, and build cards that are worth tuning in. This Backlash card, to me, why can't you feature that on an episode of SmackDown on USA? Or why can't you feature this same card on Raw on Netflix? You know what I mean? Like, what's so like special about this? And then with the announcement of John Cena having a history-making announcement, I mean, come on. But yeah, the TKO shit it's whack, man. It's like Joel said, it feels very corporate. It doesn't feel like it's for the hardcore fans that grew up with WWE, lifelong WWE fans like us. I'm a WWE lifer, but ironically, TKO is sucking that life out of me, out of my fandom. It really is.
Yeah.
I don't feel the need, and it's been like this for a long time, even pre-TKO era, but now it's gotten to an all-time high where I really don't feel the need or the want or the desire or the priority to tune into Raw on the Monday night. That's like one of those things where it's Monday night, let me just see what's happening versus the excitement that I used to feel like, shit, it's Monday, I got to tune into Raw. And I feel the same way about SmackDown too. Like if I'm not doing anything on a Friday night, then I'll tune in. And there's only bits and pieces these days because of how TKO is making WWE book everything for moments. So now everything is just in fragments of greatness, if you will, just little bits and pieces here and there. I don't need to sit down for 2.5 hours and watch an entire Raw broadcast where 60% of the show is ads anyway. I don't need to sit down and watch 3 hours of SmackDown and, so on and so forth. I can just pick apart moments and stuff like that, which is a perfect segue into what the hell is going on with these content creators and WWE cracking down on everybody.
Well, Lou, thanks for getting that good points, and thanks for bringing up the content creator situation going on. Because fellas, we got to talk about this. We got to talk about this for real. Apparently WWE is saying to content creators, they are cracking down big time, fellas, from copyright infringement. No more sharing or watch parties and clips of us or clips of our business and wrestling, and you just talking about it, and then you're gonna talk bad about the company on top of that, and you want access to our content. No. WWE said no, and a lot of content creators are, some of them are panicking because that's the bulk of what they do. And a lot of them are like, yo, this is whack. Where's this coming from? Like, what is it? We were just all at Mania embracing this product and marking out for this product and being shills for this product. And this is the love and respect you show me, fellas. Joe, Lou, what do you think, man? Where does this go from here? Are there other avenues these content creators can go like us? I mean, we don't do live recordings or anything like that, but does this mean we can't even use a slight clip for like 10 seconds? Like, what happens, man? Where do you think this goes?
This is a really, really interesting developing story because I've been following it along since last weekend, where it was one content creator after another saying how they were getting banned by WWE, cease and desist, all of that shit. And these are the folks that they would basically live stream any WWE show. So Raw, SmackDown, and they're giving live reactions. Like, that was pretty much the bread and butter of their content. What I always liked about these particular folks, shout out to all of them. There's a whole list of them, but shout out to them because I'm going to go back to my point about watching WWE for moments and in segments and fragments and little bits and pieces of greatness on let's just say it's a Monday, right? And I either don't have time to watch Raw, or I forgot it was Monday, or I just didn't feel like sitting down and streaming the whole thing. I'll go on Instagram or TikTok or what have you, and I'll watch some of these videos and just kind of scroll and see their reaction. I'll be like, oh, shit, that was interesting. And that's how I mostly kept up with WWE over the last, let's just say, year or two. But now that they're cracking down on it, it kind of sucks because it forces everyone to actually watch a mid product. Because let's face it, WWE is a mid product these days. There's
mid,
especially for people like us. Like, we're not going out of our way saying, man, WWE is firing on all cylinders. It's great. Like, it's can't miss television. It is not that. Like, it is far from that. So it's very interesting what WWE and TKO are cracking down on. And what I think is so ironic is they book for moments, so therefore they highlight the moments of these content creators reacting to all of these big moments. So you'll see clips on WWE television and in some of these TV spots and promo packages on the PLEs. You know, the content creators are like getting real animated with their reactions. Oh my God. You know, all of that, right. And now you are basically just saying, fuck you, like we don't need you. I mean, not that they needed them, but I don't know. Like a lot of these content creators are young, they're in tune with what the viewing habits of younger fans are. So I'm really interested to see how this all plays out. But initially I found out from Alan Owens. Alan Owens was like one of the first ones to come out about a week or two ago, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I'm no longer allowed to stream and do this, that, and the third. So now they're having to find other ways to make their content."
Right.
Oh, yeah, it just forces people to get more creative. I mean, there's a lot of things to pick apart, but just on a just for the sake of this conversation and this topic for the episode, yeah, it sucks for them. I do see it from the business side of it because money is money and it is copyrighted. So if, like, let's just say we were doing that, right? And we streamed an entire PLE and we're just reacting to it. People are literally watching the PLE for free without paying for it. So therefore, it's taking money out of WWE's pockets. So I see it from the business side, but it sucks for the people that was like their bread and butter, if they didn't have any other side creative ventures.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Jostradamus, I know you got a take on this, man. What's your thoughts, bro?
I think this is just more of what we've been talking about already. Like WWE is kind of telling everybody how they feel about them, man. Like, and it's been this way for a long time. Like WWE has always kind of had the mentality of like, we know what's good for our fans instead of like listening to the actual fans. And it always takes a lot for them to finally listen to the fans. We have moments like Daniel Bryan and having to like basically be forced into the world title scene. Multiple times we've had people who should have been pushed, didn't get pushed. We see it now, even with someone who I'm not that big of a fan of, but LA Knight was on top of the world a couple years ago, and now he is an afterthought. And he probably should have gotten a push way long ago. You see it even now with someone like a Oba Femi, right? Like he is one of the best new rookies in wrestling. And instead of just shooting him with the rocket to the moon, they're just like, let's slow burn this a little bit. So I just feel like it's almost like the mentality of like, we know what's best because we've been around the longest.
Right.
But I think what's going to bite them in the ass is that it's not 2019, 2016 anymore. There is a bunch of alternatives out there right now.
Yeah, man.
And I'm not just talking about AEW. I'm talking about all the alternatives out there, plus the emergence of everything being online now. Like I don't need to wait till 2, 3, 4 in the morning to watch New Japan. I could watch New Japan on streaming. They have their own streaming service.
Yep.
TNA, they have TNA Plus. AEW has its own thing. Like you could literally watch multiple wrestling promotions around the world. You could watch Lucha Libre, you could watch CMLL, you could watch everything on YouTube. Like, so like there comes a point where it's like, yeah, WWE, you're the biggest fish in the pond, but like you're not the only fish. So like you're gonna keep trying to like crack down on your fans enjoying your product. Like what? That makes no sense.
I know.
Like, and I get, like you said, Louis, that obviously there's monetary reasons, but from my understanding, most of the time these streamers aren't streaming the show straight up. Usually they're just streaming their reactions, like so the camera will be on their face, and then what they do after is they'll match a clip to that reaction. So like I'm guessing what's happening here is that copyright strike is that when they're putting up those clips with their reaction, in that case it's already aired. Like no one's gonna go back and buy a PLE. You can't even buy PLEs anymore. They're all on ESPN, so you can't. It's not like you could buy a PLE like a pay-per-view. So like it's very weird to me. Like I feel like it's another like one of those things of like corporate trying to like squeeze every penny out of
dime, bro.
Every penny out of the damn product. And like, yeah, you could do it that way, but you could also realize like, hey, we are going to take a little bit of a loss here, but this person's bringing in however multiple hundreds of fans that they have on their streaming platform who might have never paid attention to us. Now we got all these guys who follow someone like Alan Owens, who maybe aren't wrestling fans, but they're like, hey, I know this guy from high school. Let me see what he's doing. And all of a sudden, oh shit, let me watch the product because this guy watches the product. Like you're losing those eyes that you might have never gotten. Like it, to me, it doesn't hurt if you're already $1 billion company. It doesn't hurt you to have these streamers literally create content for you for free. They're not asking you for money. Literally, they're not asking you for any money. They're literally
free advertising, bro.
Yeah, they're like, taking time out of their day to basically advertise your product in a way that, for the most part, from what I've seen those clips, usually the people are pretty excited. They're not like, it's not like a show like ours where we're a little more like, we're hard on WWE. And the reason why we're hard is because we're all WWE lifers here. We all grew up on the product. We want it to be good. But like those reactors, usually they're like super excited, super animated. They're never really like how we are, where we're like critiquing the product. So I don't understand that at all. Like it seems like to me like you're literally just creating an issue that you shouldn't have. Like you're creating bad press for yourself. So like what's the point of this? You're just going to end up having a bunch of people move over to another product, move over to another company, and that's going to be their show. They're going to start streaming AEW. They're going to start streaming TN. They're going to start streaming all these other, there's so many different alternatives now. Even something like as small as like a MLW or NWA, GCW. Like there's so many different products out there now. So it's like, I don't know. In my opinion, this is going to end up not being good for WWE. Like you're going to end up biting yourself in the foot, man.
Yo, but let me add to this because I did a quick Google search and just to see what comes up on the types of restrictions that WWE is enforcing.
Okay.
So the first bullet point being targeting reaction content. So creators specializing in reaction videos and commentary. So that's the shit that we just talked about, right? But even for short clips. So the next bullet point is now they're starting to crack down on fan footage. Do you know how fucking ridiculous that is? So for instance, if I'm attending a WWE event, now they're enforcing bans on fans filming and sharing the footage. So
what?
I don't know like the extent of how official that is, but that's part of this whole crackdown too. So if you went to Backlash in Tampa and you were recording, you know, you're doing your own thing, but then you uploaded footage of that, WWE might block it or take it down or send you
that's basura, man.
Yeah, that's basura. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, man.
Exactly. So yeah, Joel and Kayode, my friends, no bueno. This is not good. All you're doing, like Joel said, is adding bad press.
They're gonna ban us, bro. We're gonna have to strictly become AEW.
Yeah, we might. This might be a strictly AEW show.
The good thing is the good folks here at On the Mark Wrestling, we're not live streamers. We're just not. Like what we do is very traditional shit, which is a podcast episode and we comment on the state of wrestling and that's it. You know, we don't do the whole streaming thing. So we don't have anything to worry about. But now, in all seriousness, when we're thinking of uploading content to either one of our streaming platforms, whether it be TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, now we got to be really careful with just even using a screen recording of something that happened at a WWE event.
That's
So
crazy.
those restrictions are gonna it's gonna hinder a
Wow.
lot of the creativity.
Yeah, that's insane, man. Again, TKO proves why they deserve nonstop bottle service in the VIP section. Like, just keep it going. Go straight to the back, make a left, and
Sparklers and
TKO
everything.
is there.
Like,
Yeah, sparklers, everything. You get the vegetable platter. It's on us. It's on us because you deserve to be in it. You deserve to be in the haters club for sure. For sure, fellas. But I want to shift gears because we had an interesting, Joel, you brought up an interesting, I think it was Joel, brought up an interesting fact, man, or interesting take. We got to celebrate two people on this show here at On the Mark Wrestling Podcast because that's what we do. We smack you around a little bit and then we show you some love. So give it up for us for number one for showing some love on that front. But here's what we want to do. We want to show some love to none other than Darby Allin and Sami Zayn themselves. Fellas, got to give it up for them because they've been putting in some serious work. Now, at first, I'm going to be honest, I didn't know where the Sami Zayn thing was going. I was like, I'm tired of seeing Sami. I think I even said that on one of the podcasts. I'm tired of seeing Sami. I don't want to see Sami just go away forever, Sami. Like, that was my thing. But I kind of like this unaware teetering on like heel, like looking for the love still. It's very good because Sammy's a good actor in the professional wrestling world. He's a very good actor and he could deliver on almost everything you ask him to do, and especially in something like this. And then Darby's killing it, man. He's the new AEW champ. I love that Tony Khan had the balls to pull the trigger on something like that and having him make this run, and it's a good run. He's having good matches.
Yep.
He'll probably lose at Double or Nothing, but it's fine because before then, he's going to have killer matches, and they're going to all mean something, and it's going to show Darby's range and what he could do in the ring and all that stuff. So, fellas, this show and love portion is for Darby Allin and Sami Zayn. Where are you guys with these two fellas? Joe Shadamas, where are you with these two guys, man?
I agree with all these points, man. I'm really digging Darby Allin's run as world champion so far. He had another great match tonight against Kevin Knight. They just announced next week Darby versus Okada. Lewis, you didn't watch, but yeah, next week, next Wednesday, Darby versus Okada. So that's must watch TV for me there.
I'm salivating.
Yeah.
I definitely will be tuning in for that.
Yeah.
And yeah, like Darby, I think this run is doing exactly what was meant to be for Darby. He is now legitimized as a world champion. Now he could lose the belt, but he could always win it back, and we wouldn't bat an eye because we saw what he could do as champion. Like, he is the fighting champion. I think Excalibur mentioned it today on commentary. He's the first champion in AEW to defend his title 3 weeks in a row. Like, that's
Wait, what?
That's
big.
Wow,
that's big.
So that's
like,
big. That's cool. Like, he's gonna be the guy who defended the AEW title the most in the least amount of time, which is awesome.
That's awesome.
And then on the other side, Sami Zayn, man, I agree with you guys. Like, the gingerbread thing on SmackDown was a highlight for me, man. I know we spent like the first half of the podcast shitting on TKO and shitting on WWE.
Now we're circling back,
but we're not biased here. We show love when they deserve it. And Sami Zayn going crazy to the point where he had to rip off the arm of the gingerbread man. And then what I really liked about the segment is that, like, halfway through beating the crap out of the ginger man, he had to be like, "Wait, what am I doing? Why am I beating up a gingerbread man?" I was like, yeah, this is perfect. Like, he is literally losing his mind in front of us. And then the fact that the rest of the SmackDown like team just took it so serious. Like, Joe Test had the voice of like someone actually being injured. And Nick Aldis in the back, like, nah, man, the gingerbread man, like it's just feeding to Sami Zayn's insanity. And I feel like there's gonna be a moment where he just snaps, and it's going to be great TV. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I got to give it up to Trick Williams as well, man. He is playing his part perfectly. I haven't seen someone come up from NXT with this much charisma. He is literally, like, in my opinion, like the second coming of The Rock or Booker T. The way he just coming out and just spitting these, like, you could tell that he just has this stuff in his head already. Like, he's not reading lines, he's not reading scripts. He just has like catchphrases that he has come up with in his head already, and he's just like laying them out there, and is super quick-witted. It's awesome to see him like actually put on really good promos every week. And I think he's the perfect foe for Sami Zayn, because Sami Zayn is like the everyday man, and Trick Williams is this rich, gaudy, Ric Flair style. You got the nice watch, you got the nice chain, you got the nice coat, you got the girl, Lash Legend. Like he got it all. Yep. And Sami Zayn is the normal indie darling type wrestler. So like it just fits perfect. The story's been great. So yeah, I totally agree with this show and love segment right here.
The administrator, do you want to show some love to these two fellas?
I do. I got distracted side scrolling Instagram a little bit because we're talking about AEW and shit and content creation. Now you see these folks streaming.
Are they picking up on the AEW content creation? Look at that. Welcome to the other side, huh?
Yeah. But
that's funny.
No, like, yo, Joel, it's so crazy how I'm glad that you said that about the gingerbread man, because I saw all the criticisms online, but I was just laughing. I loved it, bro. This is so bad, but I think that was the intent on WWE's part. Because like this is fucking ridiculous, but it somehow works because it's so campy and tongue-in-cheek, and it's so stupid, but it works because of the level of talent. Trick Williams is absolutely, he reminds me of exactly those two people that you said, Joel. The Rock and Booker T. He reminds me, he's basically a hybrid of those two folks. With Sami Zayn, he's giving me Daniel Bryan circa late 2018, early 2019 vibes, where Daniel Bryan was the obnoxious Planets champion and, holier than thou. That's what Sami Zayn is like. I think that's the direction that they're going. Where on the flip side of things, I'm also very, very much enjoying Darby Allin's reign as world champion. It's action-packed. It's unpredictable. You get a title defense every week on television. It's great, man. It's fucking great. Whoever hates on Darby Allin is just a hater. You're hating just to be a hater, because I think he fits the criteria of what you would want in a world champion, right? Like, not necessarily the biggest and strongest, but he adds face value to the world title. You can put him on a marquee for any AEW event. He's got a cool look, and he's just very over with the crowd, man. And his matches are always entertaining. So yeah, shout out to these two dudes, man.
Yeah, man. Darby, Sammy, who would have thought? I had faith in Darby. Yeah. Sammy, not so much. Yeah, just not so much. But I do love what they're doing with what they're doing with him, and I'm loving the Trick and him in the Trick interaction. I feel like there's more there. I don't want WWE to do what they do all the time, is that when they have something hot, they beat the hell out of it with a stick until there's nothing left. I don't want that. Like, I want this to make some sense and then just end and then move on with something else. But since we're in the mood for showing more love, fellas, we have to talk about, and we kind of glossed over a little bit, but we got to talk a little bit about the New Day. The New Day being released from WWE, or just not re-signing contracts. I don't know what exactly happened, but they ain't with the company anymore. And we got to talk about, best New Day moments, or anything that kind of, you remember that was like, oh, that was dope, or that solidified who the New Day was and all that stuff. For me, I believe it was the I don't know if it was. I don't remember clearly. You fellas can help me. I don't know if it was a rap battle or just a dissing, like a dissing thing between them and the Usos. I don't remember. But that was, you could tell both sides was just coming off the top with it. Like they probably had some notes, but it was just this natural chemistry between the two of them, and it was one of the best segments I've seen them both do in a very long time at that point. And that was just something that just stood out to me. How about you guys? Anything that stands out as we celebrate the New Day here on the Mark Wrestling Podcast? And, they're going to do something if they decide to. I think they'll land somewhere. I think they'll get back into it somehow. I'm not worried about that. I just didn't like the way they were given the boot. Like they steel toe boot to ass out the door kind of thing. Like that's kind of what happened. But Jostradamus, any New Day moments that come to mind?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I mentioned it before, but Kofi Mania obviously was very special.
Yeah.
Everything leading up to Kofi Mania as well, like the gauntlet match that Big E and Xavier Woods had to go through, and the Usos stepping aside. Like it was really good storytelling. I feel like we haven't had storytelling like that in WWE in a long time. That's when I was like really glued to the product. That's like the last time that I felt like super glued to the product. And then Xavier Woods winning King of the Ring, I thought that was really dope, and him having like him actually like wearing the crown, because nowadays people win King of the Ring and they don't even wear the crown anymore. Like they just wear it for the event and then that's it, which kind of makes me sad. I like when someone becomes a king, like King Booker, like when they really make it their gimmick and change it. And I feel like Xavier Woods was like the last person to actually really do that.
Like
that was
King
really
Sheamus.
Yeah, like wear the crown, man. It's just dope.
Yeah.
But and then just like classic tag team matches, man. Like and that's like the most surprising thing about this release. Like they are so lacking in the tag team department right now. They have 2 sets of tag team titles, and I feel like I always forget who the champions are on both sides.
Yep.
I think it's the Vision on Raw and Damian Priest and Truth on SmackDown.
Right.
These are your tag team champions, and you're gonna get rid of some really good tag team wrestlers. Like these guys are great. They're still great. I know they're like older in age, but they're still really good. I still feel like they're like better than 90% of the roster in WWE. And I'm talking about singles wrestlers as well. Like both of them are really good. So like that's the most surprising like fact that they're gone. But like you said, I think they will be able to land on their feet. Obviously, anywhere they go, we'll be happy to get them. So I'm excited to see how the New Day are without the constraints of WWE. I think it's going to be pretty exciting to see what they do next. So shout out to the New Day, man. I believe I have a box of Bootios somewhere still unopened somewhere. I got to find it.
Nice.
I was a big fan of the New Day, man. They brought that like Lewis said, that campiness that sometimes you need in wrestling. Like they brought that, like throwing pancakes into the freaking audience. Like who thought of that? Wearing unicorn horns. Like who thought of this stuff? And they somehow made it work. Made it all work. So shout out to the New Day.
Yeah, man. Lou, where you stand with the New Day, man? You got a moment? You probably mentioned it earlier, but anything else that sticks out?
No, the feud with the Usos, that stands out. Those 2 teams had some classic matches. I remember Kayode and I would be talking about how that would be such a dream match if any combination of the New Day, Usos, and Young Bucks were to go at it. And this is like 2017, 2018, 2019, where each of those teams was like really at the top of their game. You also have Kofi Mania, of course, such a well-built WWE title match for WrestleMania. Yeah, not one particular moment in terms of like one episode or one match. I think when they were really hot, like from 2015 to about 2017, 2018, like that 3 to 4 year period, that was a moment where they were running WWE's tag team division, alongside the
100.
Usos and all that. But they were really entertaining and always coming up with different ways to capture your attention. Like Joel mentioned, the pancakes, the bootios, the unicorn outfits, the fucking Dragon Ball Z entrances, and
Yeah. Wow.
the video game crossovers. Like
Mm-hmm.
their legacy for the last 10 years in WWE is unmatched, man. They contributed a lot to the company, and I think some of us may have even taken it for granted with New Day's true value, because they eventually got stale and corny and played out. But the New Day was the shit. They were like that it crew, and like y'all said, I think they're gonna thrive anywhere they land. If AEW is able to get them, that would be terrific. But I think they'll be fine anywhere. But I do think that Big E and his career ending sort of hurt the New Day in the long run, because they worked best as a trio. I don't think Kofi and Xavier, and I like those guys, but I don't think it resonated or clicked as much with the audience when Big E wasn't in the picture anymore.
Yeah.
And there was potential there, of course, but I don't know, it just didn't hit the same. It really didn't. So I'm interested to see where they go from here. But yeah, shout out to New Day, man.
Shout out to the New Day, just one of the many casualties of this TKO disaster that's going on right now over at headquarters. But we got to talk about this, fellas, because, as much as I've already taken off my belt and whooped TKO today with the whole Haters Club, they are having a PLE this Saturday, shocking enough, because I think, fellas, most of us, or at least all of us, probably forgot this was going on. There is a Backlash PLE this Saturday. Solid 5-match card, including John Cena making some random, probably bull crap announcement. Probably Club WWE is not $19.99. No, it's $10.99. Like something stupid like that. That's all I'm expecting from John Cena. But fellas, the Backlash card is you could have just thrown this on multiple episodes of a weekly SmackDown or Raw. But you have this big match here, apparently, which is big, but too soon, in my opinion. You got Roman Reigns and you got Jacob Fatu, and both guys people like. Both guys, we don't know where they're leaning, baby or face, or they're going in basically as both faces, essentially. I just think this is too soon. I don't know how they're going to work this. Like, are you going to have Jacob lose like this fast and never be seen again in the world heavyweight picture, or are you going to have Roman go over and then? I just don't know how WWE is going to make this make sense for both of these guys who are supposed to be top notch performers on the program. But I don't know, fellas. I don't know where this is going, because Jacob also made himself a little bit unlikable by saying, "I want everything you got. I want the yacht. I want the plane. I need to feed my kids." But fellas, let's take a step back and think of this logically here. Jacob Fatu is on weekly television for $1 billion company. Your boy is making 6 figures easily. Your boy ain't broke. So I don't even know where this is coming from, Jacob. What are you saying? Like, that is such a disconnect from his character that it doesn't make any sense logically to everything they're talking about. Jacob, what do you okay, you may not have the private bus, but homeboy, you could get car service, my guy, and be okay. Like, what do you mean? Like, it just, I don't know. The card is at best. It's not that interesting. We're going to get a Danhausen match, which is, my God, a tag team match. His partner has not been revealed. I don't even know where they're going to go with that. fellas, what's your thoughts on this card, man? Lewis, what'd you think, man?
I don't really care about this card. I don't. This is not on my priority list for this weekend. It's not that deep. We're only 2 weeks removed from WrestleMania. I would like to see Roman in the Jacob match. Like, I want to see the match, how everything plays out, because I do think it's going to be a long-term feud. I don't think this is a one and done for Jacob Fatu by any means. But yeah, I don't. This is not a this is not a priority event, not at all. And I'm gonna make a prediction. John Cena's history-making announcement is most likely gonna be where WrestleMania is located in 2 years.
Very good. The administration.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm taking a page out of Joe Stradamus's prediction mind, right? Because what else could be history making, quote unquote? Maybe that's what it is, that they're unveiling the WrestleMania location for 2028.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, 2028.
Yeah, very good point. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Joe Stradamus, what do you think, man? Basuda all around, or is there hope for this PLE?
I mean, you got this match. You got Braun versus Seth, which I think will be fine. I think Io versus Asuka is going to be a really good match, so I'm excited about that if they give them time. And then Trick and Sammy are running it back, and then you got the Danhausen match. So it's like, I feel like what that tells me is that this is going to be another show where it's 60% ads and some wrestling in between, because there's only 5 matches. I think the first hour is on ESPN.
Yes.
Which includes the Seth versus Braun match. So that means they're going to stretch 4 matches over the span of is this going to be like a 2-hour show?
Yeah. It's going to be.
It's either going to be a 2-hour show or it's going to be a 3+ hour show with a lot of ads thrown into it.
I can't see this show being 3+ hours. It'll probably go 2.5.
Man.
Yeah.
But that goes back to the point I made earlier in the episode, fellas. What's the difference between this and an average episode of SmackDown or Raw?
Nothing.
There is
nothing, Lou.
There is no difference.
Nothing.
And that's why this isn't priority viewing for me.
Yeah. I think they forgot they're a wrestling company.
Yeah, man.
They barely wrestle anymore. No one wrestles. The whole show is about people not wrestling, basically.
No one wrestles, bro. That's what I'm saying.
And I was excited for Roman being champ because I thought he was going to be facing new people. And I know Jacob Fatu is a new person, but since he's part of the Bloodline family, it feels like we're just running it back. And I would so much rather see Roman face like a Gunther or like a Oba Femi or a Braun Breaker. Let's have him elevate people that aren't in his family. I get it. That's his whole thing. He only wants to deal with his family. But now at this point, it's like, it's not helping anyone. I feel like it's hurting everyone. Because like you said, now we feel like it's not time for Jacob Fatu. And it doesn't make sense to me too, because it felt like the direction was going to be Jacob Fatu against Cody, because that's what him and Drew McIntyre were beefing about.
Mm-hmm.
And then Gunther beat Seth Rollins. So it makes sense for Gunther to go after Roman. But then they did a swap for some reason, and Gunther choked out Cody on SmackDown.
Right.
So I think the chat GPT that they're using fucked up the storylines and nobody realized. Triple H was like, yeah, I guess we're running with it.
Let's just run with it. Yeah.
Because they swapped the shows. Jacob Fatu wasn't on Raw. Gunther wasn't on SmackDown. They swapped shows. They just do whatever they want nowadays. It's whatever.
Yeah. Just doing whatever they want, man. I'm telling you, it's crazy because Roman is literally only going to be here up until the summer. He said he's here all summer. So my prediction is, and here's a big one, is that come SummerSlam, it's Roman versus Oba Femi, and Oba goes over. That's my Joe Stradamus prediction. You got to
see that.
You have to strap 5 rockets to Oba's back immediately. He's over. He's got charisma. He can talk. He's got the facial expressions. He's animated. He's strong. He's powerful. He's mega over. And I think fans of WWE specifically is looking to grab on to the next big someone. And that next big someone has to be someone new, someone charismatic, someone who could hold themselves in a ring against big names like Oba did against Brock. And the only person I could think of who's hot like that right now on that level is Oba. And the company needs to start taking some chances and being like, yo, that's the guy. Let's do it. And if it don't work, we'll figure something out and do it.
Yeah.
Oba versus Roman come SummerSlam. Roman's dropping and Roman will disappear until probably Royal Rumble. Like Royal or some Saudi show right before
like it.
then. Like the Roman's
like
not.
it.
That's my prediction. That's my Joe Stradamus prediction tonight on the Mark Wrestling Podcast. Oba Femi will be champ by SummerSlam. That's my prediction. If he's not, then I don't know what the hell they're doing booking wise with Oba between now and then. I have no idea.
If he's not champ, then he's the next Ryback.
He's
gonna be screaming, "Feed me more, feed me,
Feed me more."
While he's doing the feed me more, feed me, but like while he's doing the Oba that man.
It's true though. It's true. If he's not champ, if you don't want to strap the rocket to him, then he's just another Ryback doing open challenges every week. I don't want to see that.
Good point, Joe. Good point. He's Ryback 2.0, man. That's crazy.
He better not be, because he
better not listen.
He has the charisma.
Not be.
Yeah,
but if he
got the
is,
charisma.
That's one of the biggest fumbles in history. Like, how do you mess that up? He looked like a star against Brock. And not only did he look like a star, but it made it look like because he beat Brock was the reason Brock decided to retire. That whole thing made Oba look like he's the man.
Yeah, for sure.
And now you don't capitalize on that? You got to put the title on him. I don't care what anybody says. Do the Darby and put the title on your boy come SummerSlam. Have Roman right off at the sunset. Roman puts him over, and there we go. We're running until January with Oba Femi. That's my prediction. That's my prediction. If they don't, like you said, Joe, we're looking at another Ryback situation, and that is not a good look. Not a good look. Fellas, any final words? Anything that we haven't gone over before we in 131 of On the Mark Wrestling?
No, sir. Everybody continue to support us on the streaming. Excuse me.
No,
the social media platforms.
They might take us down.
Not the streaming platforms. Continue to support us on the social media platforms such as YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. And then, keep listening to our audio too. We're on Spotify, we're on Amazon. We just love to kick it. In 2 weeks' time, just about, we will be in New York City. So we're attending Double or Nothing.
Let's
Queens. Go. Kayode and I are attending the House of Glory show that weekend as well.
Yes, sir.
And then we'll try to link up, and if you know who we are, even if you don't know who we are, we'll seek you out.
Yeah, we'll seek you out. We'll tell you. We'll tell you what's up. Fellas, this has been a good one. Thank you for joining us for episode 131. Until